Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today's video, we are going to cover the Endgame X Factors. These are the cards and the X Factors that I think that you should be targeting, and the only ones I think that are worth investing in for the remainder of the game. Now, you hear me talk a lot on stream or in videos about the Endgame, and a card is Endgame. What does that mean? So essentially, what I would deem that is a card that you could use during Team of the Season or after it. And for anyone that doesn't know what Team of the Season is essentially the exact same event as Team of the Year, but it is for this season. It's not the calendar year. So whoever had a great season this year, so DRAISAITL, McDavid, all of those guys, KAPRIZOV, OVECHKIN more than likely, those guys get Team of the Season cards. And do the X Factors hold up, or does any card hold up during that time? Is it worth holding on to? And what I would deem that as is anything really over 95 speed or some sort of exceptional ability, that kind of stuff. Another thing you need to remember, guys, is that you more than likely won't see a lot of 99 overall X Factors, and let me explain why. So in Hockey Ultimate Team, for the overall to go up, obviously it's a combination of all the attributes. Now, if a card goes to 99, that means at 98, there is going to be a gigantic jump to actually get that overall up to 99. For example, someone that is very slow, let's say Victor Hedman, at a certain point, for him to get to 99 overall on that actual card, his speed would have to go from like 93 all the way up to like 99 for the overall to actually work. So last year we saw it where a lot of cards did not get 99 at all. They were stuck at 98 for like ever. And the reason is that their speed goes up in the background at 98, and they'll get a few 98 cards released, but their speed does increase just a little bit, but you won't see it actually hit 99 on the face card. So we have to take that into account. But yeah, I'm going to give you guys the overall, which the card is usable. So if you are investing now, when could you actually use it? And the cards that I think that are going to be great for the rest of the game. All right, guys, let's get into the video. Okay, I want to start with some special mentions or honorable mentions, okay? I don't think Cale Makar, after using Adam Fox's Team of the Year, I do not think Cale Makar's X Factor card is worth it for the end game. And I'm meaning that if you start it right now, if you've already got him up to 90 overall, that's fine, okay? But if you were to start it now and go buy the card or find it in the choice pack and go all the way to the end, I just don't think it's worth it right now. Let me explain why. So his body checking, even when it's high with the Adam Fox card, you're still not able to bump people off the puck like you could in NHL 21. I don't know what's changed. I don't know if it's a new engine, but smaller defensemen, even with high body checking stats, just seem to not have that same effect. That being said, he's got incredible speed. The problem is that among right-handed defensemen, if you already have Team of the Year Fox, or let's say Carlson, I guess I don't want to throw him in there, the Style Icon 2.0. If you have Adam Fox, I wouldn't go out and get Cale Makar as well. And the single reason for that is that you don't want to have two smaller right-handed defensemen when there is some bigger options here. So if you don't have Adam Fox's Team of the Year, I still think it is viable. But in my opinion, I would just kind of move on from Cale Makar this year. It's an amazing card, and he's so fast, and his offensive ability is great. It's just that in his own zone, there is going to be better cards at the end game for you to invest in. Another one is the 93 Victor Hedman. Now, this might be kind of a hot take because his Team of the Year card is literally the best card in the game right now. It's absolutely unbelievable, but there's a few factors for that. First is, I mean, his speed on his X Factor right now, if you were to go from 0 to this, would be 91, or you could go with acceleration like I do on my Team of the Year card. He'd be up to 90 acceleration. The reason that Victor Hedman's card is so good is that zone ability on his Team of the Year that is a shutdown. Now, he does have silver shutdown, so it's not like it's bad, but it's just so much better. And honestly, by the time you get him up to here, which I think is where you need to get him to be usable for the majority of the player base, I think that he's still very slow. But that being said, for him to get him up here is an extremely expensive cost. I mean, you're looking at about 573,000 coins to get him around here. I just don't think that that's worth it. I think that you should rather just save up your coins if you really wanted Hedman and go out and buy his Team of the Year, or just wait for like a 97 primetime or whatever card comes out. That's more than likely the best option to use with Victor Hedman. It's not like he's bad. Like I said, these are honorable mentions. I just think to go from 0 all the way up to 93 with this X Factor Victor Hedman, just going to be way too much of a cost. Another one I want to talk about real quick is KIRILL Kaprizov. Now, he's having an incredible year, and he is more than likely going to get a Team of the Season, which means he's going to jump up to be an extremely high overall card. At 5'10" with gold tape to tape, I'm not a big fan of the gold tape to tape ability. I really like the silver one. I think that that's enough of a boost to help out with passing, and it's only 3 ability points. I just don't think that you're going to want to use him in comparison to some of the other bigger left-handed winger cards. It's not that he's bad, again, guys. I just think that, there are probably some better options near the end. He's going to be really fast right now. It might take a little bit longer for him to get an upgrade, but nonetheless, I think that he's already at tier 15, so as he goes up more and more, it's obviously going to cost a lot, and you want to make sure that he is just great across the board if you're going to invest in that. So I wouldn't blame anyone for going with KIRILL Kaprizov. He's almost guaranteed to go up to the high 90s, but I'd probably pass on his X Factor. All right, guys, now I want to give you some kind of hot takes, all right? I think that these are the cards I'm going to get the most feedback, and probably negatively, in the comments section, but I ran the numbers, and I want to show you guys what I'm talking about, because I think, again, these are some of the most popular players. So first is RANTANEN. Now, obviously, his Team of the Year card is incredible, but he's got a really nice synergy combo as well as a superstar ability. Now, obviously, he's got almost all the same synergy, so that really isn't a factor. But his other superstar abilities on his Team of the Year card are just extremely good. And the issue here with his X Factor, to go all the way up to 94 right now, he's at 92 speed, and he doesn't have another speed synergy here. And now that means that if, let's say, he gets up to 98, again, I don't know how many 99s are going to happen, because if a true 99 happens, then MIKKO RANTANEN is going to be the best card. For example, guys, if a card can get to 99, it means all of their attributes are going to be 99, all right? So I'm going to go under the assumption that they're going to try and keep them at 98 so that their speed does not go all the way through the roof on some of these big guys, because if that's the case, it makes guys like KIRILL Kaprizov completely worthless in the long run, because, let's say, MIKKO RANTANEN gets to 99. So right now at 94, he just got a boost in speed at 93 to 94. So that means he's not getting another one until 96, and then another one at 98. All right. Again, we're assuming he's not going to 99. That means that he's going to be at 94 speed, 92 acceleration. And while that's still very good for someone who's huge, I'm just not a huge fan of his superstar abilities when you compare him to some of the other cards. And not to mention, a lot of the player base is not going to enjoy him because he is a little bit slower. His Team of the Year card is incredible for anyone that is, someone that controls TOA, but just wanted to point that out. Now, this one might be my hottest take, but honestly, Auston Matthews' skating is just so rough that while it's not important on centerman, I'm not sure how worth it is going to be, because there are going to be a lot of other great cards that come out. And if you really wanted to, and a huge Auston Matthews cards come out, that's like a 97 or a 96, or even his team of the season, I think it's probably worth more than trying to upgrade Auston Matthews all the way. So right now he's got distributor, so he can get up to 91 speed right now, but he just got an upgrade. So at 94, he's going to get another one. He'll be at 92, and then another one at 96, and then another one at 98. So that's 3 more. All right, he'll be at 92 speed before distributor, so he'd be at 94 overall, and then 93 acceleration, which is very good, and everything else will be maxed out, but that's when he's at 98, and that cost is going to be well over 1 million coins or collectibles, so you need to keep that in mind as well. Not to mention his face-off rating is really low, and I know I've mentioned that face-off rating is not as important as we once thought. It's still going to be something that you want to pay attention to a little bit on centerman, especially for people that aren't elite at the draws. And then his zone ability, shock and awe, well, it's hilarious when you actually pull it off. It's just very situational, and the rest of his superstar abilities I just don't think are worth it. I'm just not a huge fan. I thought that I would be because of his size, and early on he was one of the best cards. He's just fallen behind, and I don't see how his X Factor card is going to catch up. And the same thing goes for Leon Draisaitl. Like right now, in comparison, he's very good, and he's more than likely going to get a 99. If there was any cards to get a 99, it's probably Leon. Again, I'm just not a huge fan of his abilities. His face-offs are a lot better, though. So if you are looking for a centerman for the rest of the game, this could be one. I just think he's on the cusp. I've found that he's pretty sluggish. I know a lot of other people have upgraded him to 93 and have loved him. I just want to keep that in mind. The cost is very high to get him to be usable right now, and I think that, at the end, you could probably just go out and try and make his team of the season as opposed to upgrading his X Factor all the way. All right, guys, now let's talk about some of the ones I think you should focus on. We're going to start with Nikita Kucherov. Again, we're assuming that all cards don't go to 99, and Nikita Kucherov is already usable at 90 overall, essentially, because of his ability. He can get at tier 10, he does have distributor already, which means that he's going to have 94 speed, 93 acceleration, which is usable right now. And then at 92 already, he's already at 94 acceleration, 95 speed with that thing activated. He's going to get up to 99 before he would have to hit the 99 overall threshold. And I just think he's very cheap in the long run, or in the short term, in comparison to other X factors. When you're talking about upgrading these guys. So I think that Nikita Kucherov is one that you probably would like, and he is going to be an endgame X factor. Pasternak as well has really flown under the radar, and while I don't know if he's going to get a Team of the Year card, he hasn't got his skating synergy slot yet. So I believe it's at tier 12 when the third slot activates, and that's going to be a skating synergy. So right now he's at 94 speed, 94 acceleration. He's going to get a skating synergy at his next upgrade, and while his speed and acceleration might not go up at 92, he's going to go up to 96 speed if it's distributor, or 96 acceleration. So this is another really good one because he's usable right now, or a 90 overall, really, 93 speed, 93 acceleration, maybe even 91, let's say. And he's going to be very, very good, even if he only gets up to like 95, essentially, because he's going to get that skating synergy slot. His shot will be very, very, very good. So just another good right-handed winger. So Pasternak, I think, is going to be one of the better ones in the long run. Moving on to Jack Eichel. Same situation here. So 6'2", very good size, has wheels and silver tape to tape, and low-key born leader. If you have him high in your lineup, this is a great ability to activate. I've used it, and it's very good when you have him high in the lineup. At 92, he's got 95 speed, 93 acceleration, and I don't know how many he's going to get. You'd have to assume that he probably gets a big bump when he comes back. This one's a little scary, but even right now, he has 95 speed, and like I mentioned, 95 speed is kind of the threshold where even if someone is 99, you're really not going to get like exploded by or anything like that. And the bigger defensemen are still going to be in the lower 90s, so you're going to be able to handle those guys. I think that this is still a great card and one that you want to invest in. Now, Ovechkin's one that kind of breaks the mold because at 93, he's only got 91 speed with synergies and 89 acceleration, and he has it all activated. His superstar abilities, I'm not a huge fan of, same with his zone ability, but he plays faster than his speed indicates, and his shot is just like damn near automatic. He is going to get a 98, and if there is 99 overall cards, he will get one, and I think that just kind of keeps him in the loop. Once you get distributor on him, something changes, but you could get him up to 91 right now and have 90 speed. It looks weird on paper. Something about Alex Ovechkin's card, though, is just nuts. It breaks the mold. It's not the same as what other players' stats look like. He's huge. He doesn't lose the puck. Definitely one of the other options that you'd want to look out for. Next, we've got Dougie Hamilton, definitely one that you would want to look for, and probably the best defensive X factor that you can get in the game for the remainder of the game. At 90 overall, he's got 91 speed already. At 6'6", that's just such a huge advantage. Now, he is going to go up. I don't know how many upgrades he's going to get for the rest of the year because he is hurt. That is the thing. But if EA has gone like it's done so far, given just some charity cards to some other players, I could see him getting up to like 94. And if that's the case, he's going to get another 2 speed, which up to 93, 92 acceleration. You don't have to get up to the high 90 speed of your 6'6". Like, it's just an incredible card. It's one that I've really enjoyed and definitely one of the best defensive ones that you can get in the game. So if you can get Dougie Hamilton right now, he's cheap to get to 90 in comparison to the other guys, and definitely one that you'd want to look out for. Following him is the 94 Mathew Barzal, or the Mathew Barzal X Factor. I told you guys at the beginning of the year this Mathew Barzal card would end up being one of the best, and he's essentially hit that. So he's already at an over 95 speed at 91 overall, which means that he's cheap to become extremely usable, and he gets a skating synergy at tier 13. He gets fly the zone, so he's got just 97 speed at 91 overall. Like, that is just unmatched on a lot of cards. I would rather have his X Factor than his style icon, but the cost is going to be expensive now, so if you don't think that you could get him all the way up, you probably want to just take his style icon card because that card is endgame in its own right. So just keep that in mind. However, gold, a zone like elite edges on your first line winger is so impactful. If you watch my advanced tips video, you'll see how to use that in action at the high end of the game. It's so good at the high end. So if he's going to be your first line right-handed winger, which he's more than likely going to be, unless you have, let's say, Mario Lemieux or another one that we're going to talk about in a second, this is just an unbelievable card. So, I mean, at 94, he's essentially the best card, one of the best cards you can get. He's almost got max stats across the board. Even his body checking is half decent with synergy. So just easily one of the best X factors to invest in and use long term. Steven Stamkos has long been one of the best ones in the game. And right now, if you get him up to 93, he has distributor. You can actually go at tier 12. He'll get 93 acceleration and 94 speed because he's got distributor there. I'm not a huge fan of his superstar abilities, but he is going to hit max. And even at 93, he's got 95 speed with that distributor there unlocked. And at his next upgrade, he will go up another one. So at 94 and 96 and 98, he is going to get 3 more speed bumps at minimum, which means that he'll be at 98 speed and 97 acceleration. That's obviously with synergies activated. So obviously just one of the best. And he can actually play center as well. So keep that in mind. Just a very, very good all-around card. And Steven Stamkos is definitely one of the ones you want to look out for. Nathan MacKinnon, obviously one of the best ones to get. And when he hit tier 13, he got his next, when he hit tier 12, he actually hit Spark, and that was huge. That's incredible, but he doesn't even need to hit that. 92, he's got 94 speed, 94 acceleration, but at 94, he's got 97 speed, 95 acceleration. He's basically what that Barzal is. Not as good, can't play really center all that well in comparison to Stamkos, but he is going to get a 98 or a 99 more than likely if there are cards, and he'll be essentially 99 across the board. So definitely a very, very good one and one to chase. And then lastly, Connor McDavid. There is a reason why you should be chasing this Connor McDavid card, and that's because, well, even at 88 overall, he's got 94 speed, 94 acceleration. Like, he's basically endgame at, like, before he even gets his actual, like, X Factor bump at 90. But as you go up into the 90, the cost is insane, right? To get McDavid all the way up to 96 overall, it's going to cost you about 827,000 coins. But if you were doing it over again and you could get the 96 Team of the Year card, you'd pay almost $2 million. So put that in perspective. Not to mention, you don't need to upgrade him very much anymore. At 96, there isn't really a synergy other than distributor maybe, but with Spark, he gets his body checking bump and he's 99 acceleration. There's really no reason to upgrade him other than maybe that face-off rating, and maybe that would help you, put him at center, but I'd probably just put him on the wing. But you could have Thief as his first synergy. So it's the best card, definitely worth the upgrade, and yeah, one you should be chasing the rest of the year. This is a slam dunk. All right, guys, now, if I did not mention a card, it is because I don't think that it is worth upgrading. I just don't see the value. I think that it's better to probably just go out and buy the high-end card of that guy when it does come out, given that the superstar and zone abilities aren't very good, or just the build isn't very good. Now, in retrospect, if you are looking to just make the most amount of money or spend the least amount of money, it's always going to be just buy the high-rated card instead of investing in the X Factor. But you got to look at all of the advantages, including the customizable synergies and all of the X Factors and zone abilities. I think that that's why the cards that I've listed today are still very valuable and ones that you should pump your collectibles and coins into. Always upgrade with collectibles if you can, guys. I would not do it with coins at all because, there's just no reason to. You could just use your untradeable rewards, take collectibles for Hut Champs, and be on your way. I've done a bunch of videos on how to actually utilize X Factors and upgrade them. I think it is still very easy for the majority of the player base. The other one I want to talk about real quick is Carey Price. He's still one of the best goaltenders in the game. I just don't know if I would want to spend upgrading Carey Price all the way. Like, you're probably better off just buying the 94 style icon and going, if that is what you want to do. I still wouldn't recommend it, though. But if you get all of the other ones and you get Carey Price in your choice pack, let's say, you could just upgrade him at a very, very slow pace and be fine, because his goal post-to-post ability makes him one of the best goaltenders in the game. We've said it all year, and it's just absolutely wild. So, all right, guys, that is going to do it for the X Factors that I think are endgame for you guys. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. And again, if I did not mention any of them or ones that you are looking into, I think that they are just not worth it, and I would stop upgrading them at this point and look to invest in some of the ones that I did. All right, guys, that's going to do it. Have a good one.